Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about some sneakers that went from being holy grails to in the sales. We're also going to talk about some sneakers that went from being in the sales to now being holy grails. And this content should serve as a timely reminder to all of you out there to quite simply just buy what you like. Because if you hold fast to that idea, it's inevitable that at some point the stuff that you are into will become trendy. This is actually a part 2. If you guys wanted to check out part 1, I will link it above. For the purposes of the term police and the idiomatic invigilators, the term grail is being used in a kind of malleable way. It can be a sneaker that is completely unattainable or a sneaker that is just in demand. Are you ready to get into it? Let's go. The first couple of examples I have for you today are sneakers that actually started out life as samples, and then they actually saw a widespread retail release and subsequently bricked. First example being the Jordan 7 Pantone. Now this sneaker comes from the Pantone 284 Laser Pack, which was and still is an incredible set of Air Jordans. Prices on these were astronomical, and given that the colorway had previously been splashed on the 11 in the ultimate gift of flight pack, the 7 was bound to be a big hit. But when these released, they bricked. They even gathered dust on sale. In fact, you can still find used pairs of Pantone 7s to this very day for way under retail price. And so this is a perfect illustration of hype and desirability, and of course price completely subsiding once the sneaker becomes easy to get. Sample packs like the Pantone 284s or the 28 Days of Flight or the Rainbow packs were the types of sneakers that really got sneakerheads up in a frenzy about 10 years ago. And anyone that had their hands on any of these samples was either well connected or very flush with money. And the same thing can be said for the next example I have, the Air Jordan 13 History of Flight. Now the History of Flight set is basically an inversion of the Chicago colorway with a predominantly white upper, red lining, and then black laces. Another sample shoe that ended up getting a retail release, and these absolutely tanked as well, going on sale. You guys might even recognize the History of Flight set, which used to be installed as a display in different Nike towns around the world. So those are some sneakers that were grails that ended up going into the sales. Let's flip it around and talk about some sneakers that used to go on sale all the time and are in today's money fetching crazy prices. Let's talk about Nike SB Dunks. SB Dunks in general used to go on sale. In fact, most of today's most popular Nike SB Dunks were at the time of release pretty easy to cop, and for a long time after, not expensive to find on the resale market. Now we could pick a whole number of examples, but I just want to focus on a few. One for me is the De La Soul SB Dunk Lows. The last sale was £656. When I bought them in 2015, I bought them for less than £50. Crazy. Another good example would be the Dorothy SBs, which also came out in 2015. If we go back to March 2015, we can find records for these selling at around £77, which is basically just under $100. Fast forward 7 years to 2022, and we can see the same sneaker reselling for £805, or basically $1,000. So from 100 to 1,000. That is pretty much in line with sales to grails. Now you can do this with SBs all day. Let's take a look at one of the most popular SBs at the moment, the Stussy Cherry Dunk. Going off the sales data, we can find some records for sales back in 2012 where they were reselling brand new for £193, which is basically $220, $230 odd. If you fast forward to the Travis effect, where Travis started wearing SBs around 2019, 2020, you can see the price absolutely spiking up to pretty close to £2,000, or about $2,500. In today's money, these sneakers brand new are fetching around £2,300, £2,400, or pretty close to $3,000 DS. This should serve once again as a timely reminder to you guys to have a look around the market, what's sitting at the moment, what's going on sale, because give it 5 or 10 years and that stuff is going to be worth some money. Now the reason why SBs have become so popular is because unlike other other sneakers, they don't mass produce the living hell out of them. They're generally very collectible because a lot of the colorways are often inspired by pretty interesting themes. They have some really cool collaborations and they're just comfy, wearable, and fun to dress up in style. This last example isn't really an example of a sneaker that went on sale and then went on to be a grail. These have always been grails, but if you track the price history, it's crazy to see just how much this particular shoe has spiraled out of control price-wise. It is, of course, the What the Dunks from 2007. Now, even in the recent past, like 2017, these were selling brand new for around £2,000. Again, about $2,500 US, brand new. You can imagine the prices on used being much, much lower. In May 2021, a pair sold brand new for £15,000. That's about 18 grand. From 2.5 grand to 18 grand within 4 years. Crazy, crazy jump up. It wouldn't be grails to sales without mentioning a bit of Adidas. In the last episode, I spoke a little bit about the NMD, but we need to also take a moment to consider the Ultra Boosts, particularly Ultra Boost collabs. You guys might remember collabs like the Woodwood or the Hype Beast or the Soul Box. These Ultra Boost collabs were crazy. Massive money these sneakers were commanding. It's a real reflection of the time that I can go onto the Adidas Confirmed app now as I speak to you, and there is a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost Soul Box sitting in a full-size run. Now, obviously they're not on sale, but these will probably go on sale. And the amount of cool Ultra Boosts that have gone on sale over the years is a fervent reminder of just how much the game has changed in the last 5 or 6 years. Now, I think it's a good thing. I love the fact that sneakers are changing and evolving. And so I think it's important to mention a few brands that used to be completely off everybody's radar that are now very much on everybody's radar. And the first brand has got to be Crocs. Crocs went from being a shoe company that was kind of laughable. The idea of wearing Crocs was completely abhorrent to anyone enthusiastic about sneakers. And now they have recently appointed Salehi Bambury, one of the sneaker world's most influential modern day designers, as creative director of their Pollex program. And so Crocs have literally gone from being a sneaker culture bottom dweller to being at the forefront of design, innovation, and tastemaking. I think you've also got to take a little bit of time to consider other brands like Salomon, who for the longest time were considered big time players, but within their own very specific niche of wealthy people that can afford to go skiing and hiking in the mountains. Other brands like Mizuno and Hoka, Brooks, Puma, Reebok, there's so many more. I feel like the whole sneaker game right now has just burst wide open, where a lot of other brands, a lot of other models and styles are now being considered an integral part of the sneaker landscape. And there we go. That is today's episode of some sneakers that went from being grails to going on sale, and some sneakers that went from being in the sales to becoming grails. Also some brands that have made some similar types of transitions. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Feel free to let me know of some other examples of some sneakers that have made the same kind of moves, and I'll be happy to include them in a part 3. Thanks as always, guys, for taking the time to watch. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.